Well, guys, absolute pleasure to speak with you. Last night the screening was just fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much.
I have to commend you on your vision and the things you brought to the screen. And Caleb, I mean, unflinching. I mean, the stuff that you did, especially that that clinic scene at the end where you did the blood on the floor and the walls.
Oh, great cinematography, huh?
Well, it comes from one, they say directors create.
Oh, no, he had nothing to do with that.
I was away that day.
Yeah, weren't you?
Caleb was directing.
You was having surgery, weren't you?
Kareem, yeah. I was getting one of my balls removed.
So now you're down to
3.
Okay,
Oh.
gotcha.
We just proved that.
Well, guys, talk to me about the process. I mean, it's a very high concept script, but it comes off, almost very plausible in like a horrifically satire kind of way. So can you talk about the production and the development?
Which aspect of the production? Yeah.
Well, the fact that, I mean, you create something that even though it's wild and fantastic, you could see in a near future, celebrity, the allure to celebrity getting that far.
Right.
So I guess, was that your inspiration?
I guess I just looked at what's already here and very slightly exaggerated it as a way of, to sort of caricature to make a satiric point. But so I think that was the main process.
Now, in your mind, is this near future? Is this a Blade Runner future? Is this way out there?
I was considering an alternate present.
Okay.
Some people see it that way. Some people read it as near future, which is fine. But that it's essentially
just go see it.
Yeah, that it's mostly what our culture now, but with a little bit of an exaggerated element.
So how long was it developed? From inception to being on the big screen?
8 years.
8 years. Okay.
But a lot of that was me writing while I was in film school, and it wasn't until I started writing 2004, 2008. I made a short that was based on a scene from the feature I was writing.
Is that Broken Tulips?
Broken Tulips.
Okay, that was going to be one of my next questions.
Oh, okay. And then that kind of led me to, through someone I'd met in film school, to run this and doing the series the first time. Features Steve Fitchman, the producer, one of the producers there. And so the whole thing took about 8 years if you include writing.
Okay. Now, Caleb, what attracted you to this role?
Didn't Malcolm say a great piece of science fiction? It was something I was wanting to say. It was something that I thought I could do. I was in a very dark place and it pulled me out of it. Very hesitant, very scared to do the film, but I would have regretted it. You're not supposed to, you shouldn't regret anything. But that would have definitely been something that I'd have been upset about for not doing. But knowing that Brendan believed in me, that would have been a dumb fucking thing for me to say no. Well, even though I was frightened, yes.
Well, conversely, what made Caleb right for the role?
The red hair and the freckles, wasn't it?
That was in the screenplay?
Well,
okay.
He was a toad.
I was like, give me anyone with red hair and freckles. No, when we saw his work, it was I hadn't met him personally before, but we saw.
Thank God, otherwise.
Moving down.
Then we saw his stuff. It was exciting.
Well, there's a lot of aspects of the movie that they're overpowering. Something like the music from E.C. Woodley. Can you talk about working with him? I mean, he made some of those scenes took an over-the-top thing and just threw it further in your face.
Yeah, no, Eric is amazing.
He beat the shit out of everyone that comes to see him. Literally.
Yeah.
Big fan of.
Yeah, he's really good, and I mean we have a good relationship. He's actually my cousin, so so we had a good, and he did the music for the short.
And he likes you, luckily.
Yeah, we get along and everything.
Good,
so he's I love what he does, and we have a good relationship, and so I was able to sort of sit in with him during his editing sessions, and we talked a lot beforehand, and then he would do a bunch of stuff, and then we get into the details, and then we So it was a good way to collaborate, where I think was happy with the music, and it's all his music, but I got enough, was a part of that discussion enough to also be happy with it.
Well, can you talk about some of those times when you're working with him, like what goes on in the spotting session when you say, I want this to be nothing here, but then just go shoot the moon on this scene?
Right. Yeah, we went through the film also with Matt Hannum, our editor. I sat down with Eric and Matt, and we just went through scene by scene together and really talked about what we needed, what we wanted, his ideas, our ideas, and he has he doesn't like to just throw stuff randomly at the film. He really likes to think about the overall structure, where things fit in, what they are thematically, the interior life of the characters, and so we had a lot of discussions about characters, what different scenes meant, and how the music was meant to support that.
Well, there was a lot of scenes where it was kind of difficult to watch. Caleb, you're just so bold and focused. How do you prepare physically for something where you're just going to go almost ape shit on the scene?
Ape shit.
I'm sorry. I just I keep
mean,
thinking of that scene just in the clinic.
I like
at the very
apes
end.
and shit.
But together, no good.
No, together's great. Words are fantastic. Combinations are even better. I was very sick for a long time, and so I imagine I'm pulling from that. I have to be pulling from that. Telling myself that's why I was so sick. So that was very beneficial for the plot. Everything else was just luck. No, it's hard because it was the process was. I don't know if there was a process. It was. You just keep falling on your face, and let that happen over and over again until. I don't know. Fuck technique. It's a big bitch. So, it was just random things that I thought would help at that time. Punching the wall, doing some push-ups, getting dizzy, all sorts of weird, stupid little things, buying a lot of those magazines, having the E! Channel on all the time in the apartment. Grace Kelly was on big posters outside in Toronto, looking at that. Masturbation, finding a certain sexual connection with the person I needed to. There's all sorts of little things that you don't know if they'll work, you don't know if they won't work, but you have to try them out, you have to find it, and only you and everyone else can tell us if we did or if we didn't.
Well, I think that you significantly broke the screen. It's like, I think that I don't want to speak for the audience, but we could really feel your pain. The things you went through when all the blood rushed to your face and the intensity and the physicality.
That's the pain.
But I'm curious. So, Brandon, as directing Caleb.
Oh, and hunger. That was a big thing that I always keep forgetting. Hunger is. I think it worked very well. The sickness, there needs to be something in his eyes that I don't think you can't create.
Sure.
I don't think. I didn't know how, at least. We had a week or two, before we start filming, whatever it was, 11 days, 12 days. Anyways, have to find whatever that is. And hunger was I think that was it was close, as close as I could have found in the time that I found. Forgiving is something in the eyes, something is just, I don't know what it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Does that make sense? But hunger was something that
That's interesting.
I think helped a lot. And I always forget to bring that up because I don't know why.
Well, now we've got it.
Now we've got it. Yeah.
But talk about your shooting style. When Caleb is writhing and having this intensity, do you shoot in one takes? Do you do multiple takes? What?
It really depended on...
Again, Caleb! Again!
Each of those was 40 takes.
Kubrick.
It depended on the shot, and it depended on the... we had Kareem Hussein, who was a incredible DP, and he and Caleb worked really well together, maneuvering around for some of the.
Yeah, I think we stepped on each other's feet like twice or something like that, which is just fucking remarkable.
Yeah, they really got that flow. And
what was it? One time you said you had to. Kareem was so on balance with my walking, I forget what scene, that you had to tell him to
we had to tell him
chop it up a bit,
to get off.
Get off.
The whole like they were so in sync that the shot. So yeah,
which by the way, it works off.
It does. Well, it is. Anyway, so we all we love Kareem. We work really well with him, and so it would be different. I mean. Some of the shots we would do, like say in the clinic waiting room, we do it from the front, from the back. Try and do like a long take that goes all the way through it, and see how that plays out, and then from a different angle, from closer. So we would do a few takes.
Okay.
Some of the stuff in, so a few of the things, especially in the white room, like if we got a really good one, we would just let that stand first take, because first of all, it's a huge pain in the ass to clean up all that blood. And also sometimes there's just something in that first take. Like I think
we broke the door in the first take. The shoddy doors, so
you broke the door in the rehearsal, I think.
In the rehearsal.
Oh, okay.
Caleb punched a hole through the door. But sometimes you get, and I think we just get something in the first take, and then that's fine. So it really depends on the scene and what we were getting.
Well, it's fascinating watching you two guys together. There's an obvious dynamic, and Caleb just did sensational on the screen. Yeah. So I'm curious. So, what's next? Are you guys going to work together again? Do you have
this fucker.
No. Was that what the elbow was for? No, I'm done with it.
There's a lot of truth to just.
To the violence. I still have bruises.
Can you show them?
I don't.
They're in places.
You don't want to
I'm not allowed.
He falls on his ass a lot.
Well, just the final question. So what are you gonna? I hate to always ask what's the next project, but I mean, just like this is an amazing segue to just I can't wait to see what you're gonna give the world.
Oh, thanks. That's very.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm writing something. I hope it's going to be good and I'll get a chance to make it. I would love to move it.
This humble bastard.
That's a very vague answer, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.